Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Arshad, President and Group Chief Executive of SIRIM. Yang berbahagia Puan Rafiza Ghazali, Group Chief Executive Officer of Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd. Yang berusaha Dr. Ng Sing Kuei, Acting Chief Executive Officer of Cradle Seed Ventures Management Private Limited. Yang berusaha Encik Ajmain Kasim, Chief Executive Officer of SIRIM Tech Ventures Sdn Bhd. Yang berusaha Encik Norman Matthew Van Hacke, Vice President of Finance and Operations of Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd. Yang berusaha Encik Muhammad Hafiz Muhammad Azhar, Head of Legal Affairs of Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd, Senior Management of SIRIM and Cradle. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning and welcome to the virtual signing for Memorandum of Understanding MOU between SIRIM, Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd and Cradle Seed Venture Management Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, may I now invite Encik Shazri Adli Nur Azman from SIRIM Tech Venture Sdn Bhd to recite the doa. Please welcome Encik Shazri.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamdan yuwafi ni'mah wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa 'azimi sultanik. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Hanya padamu sahaja kami panjangkan kesyukuran atas segala rahmat dan berkat-Mu. Bersempena dengan majlis pada hari ini, kami memohon inayah dan taufik-Mu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami. Kami memohon kepadamu agar Engkau berkatilah majlis ini dengan rahmat, dengan limpah rahmat-Mu. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan majlis ini mendapat keridaan dan hidayah-Mu. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu, ya Allah. Berjayakanlah kolaborasi di antara SIRIM dan Cradle ini. Permudahkanlah segala usaha yang telah dirancang bersama. Sesungguhnya kami tidak berdaya melakukannya tanpa bantuan dan ridha-Mu. Buahkanlah kejayaan yang gemilang daripada kolaborasi ini, ya Allah. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azabannar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you very much, Encik Shazri, for the doa. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please allow me to invite Yang Berbahagia Puan Rafiza Ghazali, Group Chief Executive Officer of Cradle, to deliver her speech. Please welcome Yang Berbahagia Puan Rafiza.
Terima kasih Puan Mimi.
Sama-sama Puan.
Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. That's the essence of this morning's milestone and why we are here today. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Arshad, President and Group Chief Executive of SIRIM Berhad, Encik Ajmain Kasim, Chief Executive Officer of SIRIM Tech Ventures Sdn Bhd, Puan Nur Fadilah Muhammad, Chief Executive Officer of SIRIM QAS International Sdn Bhd, my colleagues at Cradle and the staff of SIRIM Group, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very warm welcome to my own. According to the recent report by Startup Genome, the startup ecosystem, or what we call it, the high growth tech enterprise, makes up of more than 4% of the global economy and growing at 10% a year. That is 3 times to 4 times the growth of our economies. It is estimated that within 20 years, it will become the largest single sector of the world economy. Startups naturally need many resources and support to survive and scale. They need funding as financial resources, skillful talents, industry know-how as technical resources, premises and equipment as physical resources. There is no better approach to solving challenges, accelerate technology development than the famous saying, 2 heads are better than 1. whether creating internal partnerships between colleagues or departments, to larger partnerships between businesses, harnessing the strengths and abilities of others from different corners of the ecosystem is one of the most strategic and optimized ways for businesses to scale their innovation and solve complex challenges. We at Cradle have been advocating collaboration and partnerships, and the ecosystem will see many more in the near future. We have been focused on forging partnerships with leaders across all industries to expand our efforts in technology transformation, and today's affirms our commitment, and we're very excited to what the future will hold with today's milestone. Why SIRIM? First, Cradle community will have access not only to Cradle funding, but SIRIM standardization and quality programs. SIRIM can offer technology commercialization services to startups that may include services of technology assessment, technology valuation, techno-economic feasibility study, market study, and business linkages. Another of SIRIM's strength and what they're known for is the testing, inspection, and certification for market compliance, and now can be made available to startups. SIRIM can also identify and refer funding support opportunities to Cradle for assessment and consideration for its funding programs. And through this collaboration, what can Cradle offer? Competency enhancement, training and consulting in the field of quality practices and technology for startups, as well as provision of training, workshop, coaching and mentoring by Cradle to SIRIM's ecosystem. Our funding program to eligible to SIRIM's community venture, Cradle and also most these agencies at large, programs, capacity building, and ecosystem development initiatives that can be offered to SIRIM's tech ecosystem. Now, those are just a few, and as we go along the journey, I'm sure there will be many more that we can provide to the ecosystem for both organizations. Lastly, I want to thank the team and management at both SIRIM and Cradle who have been working on this collaboration the last couple of months. Without them, this would not have happened. Our main stakeholders, the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, for their funding support and trust to Cradle to support the technology innovation through their funding, guidance and leadership. Our startup community, without them, Cradle would not have been here today. We look forward to many more Cradle support in affirming our relentless effort as our tagline, creating leading startups. Thank you everyone, and I am honored to end this remark with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Puan Rafiza, for this speech. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin Arshad, President and Group Chief Executive of SIRIM, to deliver his speech. Please welcome Yang Berbahagia Datuk.
Thank you, Puan Mimi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berusaha Puan Rafiza binti Ghazali, Group CEO Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd. Yang berusaha Dr. Eng Sing Wei, Acting CEO Cradle Seed Ventures Management Private Limited. Yang berusaha Encik Ajmain Kasim, CEO of SIRIM Tech Venture, Senior Management of Cradle and SIRIM. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dan salam sejahtera dan salam satu keluarga Malaysia. Alhamdulillah, we are grateful to assemble here today to formalize the collaboration between SIRIM and Cradle through a memorandum of understanding. This is indeed another milestone for both parties in charting a progressive and better future for Malaysian industry, especially startups community, of which many are impacted by the current pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, SIRIM is mandated by the government, among other things, to undertake industrial research by improving and discovering new processes and methods, encouraging utilization of Malaysian products, technologies and services. SIRIM has always played a major role in the development of the country's private sector. SIRIM is also active in technology commercialization by assisting innovators to bring innovations and technology solutions to the market. We are honored that Cradle, as one of the agencies under MOF Incorporated, has decided to work closely with us in exploring available technology solutions to assist the industry in the next growth phase. Ladies and gentlemen, this MOU will facilitate Cradle startup community in leveraging SIRIM's expertise and services to accelerate business commercialization in technology adoption, capacity building, and business coaching, apart from assistance in market accessibility through collaborative platforms such as tech ecosystem development by SIRIM Tech Venture, a SIRIM subsidiary. According to international agile marketing consultant Get to Growth in year 2020, there are about 472 million entrepreneurs worldwide, 305 million total startups annually, with a total of 1.35 million technology startups company. There are more than 3,000 companies accelerated annually worldwide. The cumulative revenue generated are enormous, with significant contribution for each country's economic growth. Malaysia could not afford to be left behind in this race. Therefore, our collaboration in co-creating conducive ecosystem for Malaysian technology startup is very timely. This is the time for us to work together closely, cohesively. Through Cradle's funding system, SIRIM hopes that many more Cradle community will grab the opportunity on new and future technology investment through various financing in order to achieve technology-led growth. SIRIM, an organization well known for its technology and quality assurance programs, will facilitate and co-create appropriate technology solutions required. Various technology adoption can be explored, including in the areas of smart manufacturing, fabrication of machinery and equipment, renewable energy, medical devices, environmental technology, and waste to wealth, as well as digitalization being the enabler. SIRIM and Cradle will venture further into process improvement, technology commercialization services, competency enhancement, training and consultancy in the field of quality, best practices, testing, inspection and certification for market compliance, investment opportunities, as well as collaborate programs, strengthen the startup ecosystem in Malaysia. I believe more can be explored by both parties in the future, inshallah. Finally, I'd like to thank those who have worked very hard, both from SIRIM and Cradle, especially to Yang Bahagia Puan Rafiza and her team for facilitating this partnership, and to our team from SIRIM Tech Venture. We look forward for successful implementation of technology-related programs and projects for our startup communities. With that, thank you so much, and I wish all the best of luck. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the most significant moment. May I invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, Yang Berbahagia Puan Rafiza, and Yang Berusaha Dr. Ng Sing Kwai to sign the MOU document. Please welcome. The objective of today's MOU signing ceremony is to offer technology commercialization services to startups that include technology assessment, technology valuation, techno-economic, feasibility study, market study, and business linkages. MOU will also accelerate business commercialization in technology adoption by startups communities via Cradle funding ecosystem, capacity building, which includes awareness programs, coaching and mentoring, and market accessibility through collaborative platforms such as SDB's tech ecosystem. So, are we ready?
Yeah, we have
Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the signatories to show their folder as a symbolic for signing of Memorandum of Understanding between SIRIM Berhad, Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd, and Cradle Seed Ventures Management Private Limited. Please give a big round of applause. Congratulations. to SIRIM Berhad, Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd, and Cradle Fund Sdn Management Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we move on? You may put the folder down. Thank you. We shall move on to the next agenda is the photo session for honorable guests. May I also invite Yang Berusaha Encik Ajmain Kasim, Yang Berusaha Encik Norman Matthew, and also Yang Berusaha Encik Muhammad Hafiz. Okay, please pose for the photo session. I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps we can do a little bit of freestyle. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Then we move on to the whole group photo session. Everybody, please switch on the video. Okay, we move on to freestyle. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, we are done. Thank you. Thank you so much for your cooperation for the photo session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our virtual signing for Memorandum of Understanding MOU between SIRIM Berhad, Cradle Fund Sdn Bhd, and Cradle Fund Sdn Management Private Limited. May I express our gratitude to our honourable guests, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Ahmad Sabirin, Yang Berbahagia Puan Rafiza, Yang Berusaha Dr. Ng Sing Kuei, Yang Berusaha Encik Ajmain, Yang Berusaha Encik Norman, Yang Berusaha Encik Muhammad Hafiz, Senior Management from SIRIM and Cradle, and also our distinguished guests for joining us. All the best to SIRIM and Cradle. Thank you also to all Secretariat for making this event a success. And with that, I end with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.